Ever driven a luxury car so bulletproof it could outlast your mortgage? Meet the 1995 Mercedes W124 E-Class. One owner drove it past 900,000 miles on the original engine, equivalent to circling Earth 36 times. This isn't just German engineering, it's a middle finger to planned obsolescence. Ready to discover 12 legendary luxury machines that laugh at modern fragility? From bulletproof Lexuses to tank-like Mercedes, each packed with engines designed to run forever. These automotive titans prove that true luxury isn't about touchscreens. It's about engineering immortality that turns skeptics into believers. Buckle up for a nostalgic ride through mechanical perfection. Let's roll. Number 12. Lexus GS 430, 1998 to 2005. The second-generation Lexus GS doesn't get the respect it deserves, and that's a crime. While everyone obsesses over the LS sedan, the GS was Toyota's sleeper hit, a sport luxury sedan that combined rear-wheel drive dynamics with the reliability of a hand-built Swiss watch. The 2JZGE inline-6 in the GS 300 is the same legendary engine family that powered the Supra, while the GS 430's 3UZF EV8 delivered 300 horsepower wrapped in Japanese silk. Here's what makes this car special. Owners routinely report 300,000 plus miles with nothing more than oil changes and brake pads. The transmission? Butter smooth even after 2 decades. The interior? Real wood, real leather, and switchgear that still clicks like the day it left the factory. You could buy a clean example today for $8,000 to $15,000, and it'll outlast any modern luxury sedan costing 5 times as much. The GS also came with features that were groundbreaking in 1998: adaptive cruise control, navigation, and Mark Levinson audio. These weren't gimmicks, they were engineered to last. Compare that to today's luxury cars, where a failed infotainment screen costs $3,000 to replace. The GS doesn't play those games. But here's the kicker. While modern luxury sedans depreciate like milk left in the sun, the GS is holding value among enthusiasts who know. It's the thinking person's luxury sedan, understated, reliable, and designed by engineers who gave a damn. And trust me, this isn't even the most bulletproof Japanese sedan on this list. Number 11. BMW E38 7 Series, 1995 to 2001. Before BMW lost its mind with iDrive and electronic gremlins, they built the E38 7 Series, a luxury flagship that actually worked. This was peak BMW, V8 and V12 engines, timeless bangle-free styling, and engineering that prioritized function over flash. The 740i and 740iL came with the M62 V8 producing 282 horsepower, while the 750iL packed a 5.4-liter V12 with 322 horses, silky, smooth, and surprisingly reliable if maintained. Let's talk longevity. Yes, the E38 has a reputation for needing attention. Cooling systems, valley pan gaskets, and Nikasil cylinder issues on early V8 engines. But here's the truth. If you find a well-maintained example with service records, these cars easily hit 250,000 plus miles. The key is proactive maintenance, not reactive panic. Owners who treat their E38 right are rewarded with a driving experience modern 7 Series can't touch: hydraulic steering feel, analog gauges, and no subscription fees. The interior is where this car shines. Hand-stitched leather, real wood trim, and seats that still support after 20 years. The build quality is borderline absurd. Close the door and it sounds like a bank vault. You can pick up a clean 740iL today for $10,000 to $20,000, which is less than a used Camry. Modern BMWs feel like gaming consoles on wheels. The E38, it feels like driving a mansion. And here's the crazy part. This isn't even the most reliable German sedan on this countdown. Wait till you see number 8. Number 10. Acura RL, 1996 to 2004. The Acura RL is the luxury sedan nobody remembers, and that's exactly why it's a hidden gem. While everyone chased BMW badges and Mercedes stars, Honda quietly built a front-wheel drive luxury sedan with VTEC technology, all-wheel steering, and reliability that made German engineers weep. The 3.5-liter V6 pumped out 210 to 225 horsepower depending on the year, paired with Honda's rock-solid automatic transmission. Here's what Honda did right. They over-engineered engineered everything. The RL came standard with features that were optional on competitors: dual-zone climate control, heated leather seats, Bose audio, and navigation. But unlike German luxury cars where these features break after warranty, the RL's tech just keeps working. Owners report 300,000 plus miles with minimal issues beyond routine maintenance. The VTEC engine? It's the same bulletproof platform powering Accords and Odysseys, proven, dependable, boring in the best way possible. The styling is conservative, almost invisible, which is perfect if you value substance over flash. The interior materials aren't quite Lexus level, but the ergonomics are pure Honda. Everything falls perfectly to hand, and nothing squeaks or rattles even after 200,000 miles. You can find clean examples today for $5,000 to $10,000, making it one of the smartest luxury sedan purchases on the planet. The RL doesn't make your heart race, it doesn't turn heads at stoplights, but it will start every single morning for 20 years while your neighbor's Audi is at the dealer, again. And surprisingly, this isn't even the most underrated Honda luxury car on this list. Number 9. Volvo S80, 1999 to 2006. Before Volvo became a Chinese-owned tech company, they built the first-generation S80, a Swedish luxury sedan that combined safety obsession with Scandinavian elegance. The inline-5 and inline-6 engines were Volvo's bread and butter, but the real star was the optional 2.9-liter twin-turbo inline-6, producing 268 horsepower. This wasn't just power, it was turbocharged Swedish engineering wrapped in leather and birchwood. The S80's party trick? It's genuinely comfortable. The floating center console, Dynaudio audio, and seats designed for Stockholm to Barcelona drives make this car feel special even today. Volvo engineered the S80 for longevity. Owners routinely see 250,000 plus miles with proper maintenance. The transmissions are generally solid, though Volvo's GM-sourced automatics can be hit or miss. The inline-6 models are the sweet spot for reliability. Let's talk safety. The S80 came with features that are standard today, but revolutionary in 1999. Side impact airbags, stability control, and Volvo's legendary structural rigidity. This car was designed to protect occupants in crashes that would total competitors. You can buy a well-maintained S80 today for $4,000 to $8,000, which is less than a year of car payments on a modern Volvo. The S80 doesn't scream, "Look at me." It whispers, "I value my family and make smart decisions." It's the anti-luxury car for people who actually understand luxury. But wait till you see what's at number 6. A Japanese masterpiece that redefined bulletproof reliability. Number 8. Mercedes-Benz W210 E-Class, 1996 to 2002. Before Mercedes fell into the cost-cutting abyss of the Daimler-Chrysler merger, they built the W210 E-Class, a luxury sedan that represented the last gasp of old-school Mercedes quality. The E320 with its 3.2-liter inline-6 was the volume seller, while the E430 V8 delivered 275 horsepower for those who wanted muscle with their luxury. These engines are legendary. 300,000 plus miles is common, especially on well-maintained examples. Here's the reality check. The W210 had teething issues, rust problems, biodegradable wiring harnesses, and front suspension wear plagued early examples. But here's the secret. Find a post-1999 model with service records and rust-free underbody, and you've got a Mercedes that actually lives up to the three-pointed star. The inline-6 is bulletproof, the transmission is solid, and the interior quality is miles ahead of anything Mercedes builds today. The W210 introduced oval headlights that polarized enthusiasts, but the design aged remarkably well. Inside, you'll find real wood, leather that patinas beautifully, and build quality that makes modern Mercedes feel like rental cars. You can pick up a clean E320 today for $5,000 to $12,000, which is absurd value for a car that drives like it cost 10 times that. This was Mercedes before accountants took over, before plastic replaced metal, before good enough became the standard. The W210 is flawed, but it's flawed in ways you can see and fix, not hidden in software nobody understands. And trust me, this isn't even the most impressive Mercedes on this countdown. Number 7. Infiniti Q45, 1990 to 1996, first generation. The original Infiniti Q45 is automotive history's most underrated luxury sedan, and I'll die on this hill. Nissan launched Infiniti to compete with Lexus. And while Lexus brought conservative elegance, Infiniti brought balls-out engineering. The Q45 packed a 4.5-liter V8, producing 278 horsepower, more power than contemporary BMW 740S and Mercedes S-classes. This wasn't a luxury sedan, it was a sleeper rocket ship, disguised in conservative styling. The engine is the star here. Nissan's V845 DEV8 is one of the most reliable V8s ever built. Owners routinely see 300,000+ miles with basic maintenance. The transmission, smooth as silk even after 200,000 miles. The hydraulic power steering, better feedback than anything with electric assist today. Infiniti over-engineered every component because they were desperate to prove themselves against Lexus. The interior is pure 1990s Japanese luxury, analog gauges, real leather, and a Bose audio system that still sounds incredible. The ride quality is cloud-like, the build quality is tank-like, and the driving dynamics are shockingly good for a big luxury sedan. You can find clean Q45s today for $5,000 to $10,000, making it one of the greatest automotive bargains on planet Earth. The Q45 failed commercially because Americans weren't ready for a Japanese luxury sedan without a grille. Infiniti's weird marketing didn't help either. But for those who know, the Q45 is a legend. A luxury sedan that delivers modern performance with old-school reliability. But wait till you see what's at number 5, a German tank that refuses to die. Number 6, Lexus LS 400, 1990 to 2000. The Lexus LS 400 isn't just a luxury sedan, it's the car that made Mercedes and BMW panic. When Toyota launched Lexus in 1989, they studied Mercedes-Benz S-Class engineering, then built something better. The 1UZ-FE 4.0-liter V8 produced 250 horsepower and remains one of the most reliable engines ever created. Owners routinely hit 500,000+ miles with nothing more than oil changes and timing belts. That's not hyperbole, that's documented reality. The build quality borders on absurd. Toyota engineers tested LS prototypes at high speeds for millions of miles. They balanced the engine so perfectly that you can balance a champagne glass on the valve cover at idle. The paint quality is thicker than German competitors. The interior leather is hand-stitched perfection, and the switchgear still clicks with authority after 30 years. Let's talk value. You can buy a clean first-generation LS 400 today for $8,000 to $15,000, while a second-generation, 1995 to 2000, runs $10,000 to $20,000. Compare that to a modern Lexus LS costing $80,000 with questionable long-term reliability. The early LS wasn't just reliable, it was silent, smooth, and sophisticated in ways that embarrassed European luxury. The LS 400 changed the automotive world. It proved Japanese engineering could match German prestige while delivering Toyota reliability. Every modern Lexus owes its existence to this car. It's the automotive equivalent of dropping a microphone. Undeniable, unforgettable, bulletproof. And surprisingly, this isn't even the most legendary Lexus on this list. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz W124 E-Class, 1985 to 1995. The Mercedes W124 is automotive royalty, a luxury sedan so over-engineered that examples routinely surpass 1 million miles. This was Mercedes before cost-cutting, before planned obsolescence, before shareholders demanded quarterly profits over engineering excellence. The W124 came with multiple engine options, but the sweet spots are the 300e inline-6 and the E39 inline-6, both legendary for durability, smooth power delivery, and refusing to die. Let's talk build quality. The W124's body panels are galvanized steel with rust protection that modern Mercedes can't match. The suspension uses forged components, not stamped steel. The interior features real wood, real leather, and switches that still work perfectly after 30 years. Close the door, and it sounds like a bank vault. Solid, substantial, engineered to last generations. Owners report 400,000 plus miles as common, with many exceeding 500,000 miles on original engines and transmissions. The key is maintenance. These cars reward proper care with immortality. You'll need to address wiring harnesses, climate control issues, and rust if you find a northern car. But find a clean southern example, and you've got a Mercedes that will outlast anything built after 2000. You can buy a clean W124 today for $8,000 to $20,000, depending on condition and model. That's less than a year of depreciation on a new E-Class. The W124 represents old Mercedes, when the three-pointed star meant something real. But wait till you see number 3, a Japanese legend that rewrote reliability history. Number 4. Acura Legend, 1991 to 1995. The second-generation Acura Legend is the luxury sedan that time forgot, and that's criminal. Honda built the Legend to compete with BMW and Mercedes, and they succeeded by doing what Honda does best: over-engineering everything. The C32A V6 produced 200 to 230 horsepower, depending on configuration, paired with Honda's bulletproof automatic or smooth-shifting manual transmission. This wasn't just reliable, it was Honda VTEC technology wrapped in leather and luxury. The Legend's party trick? It drives like a sports sedan, but lasts like a Toyota Corolla. The double wishbone suspension delivers handling that embarrasses modern luxury sedans, while the engine routinely hits 300,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. The interior quality is pure 1990s Honda, real leather, real wood trim, and ergonomics that feel intuitive even today. Everything works, nothing breaks, and the ownership experience is genuinely pleasant. Here's the value proposition. You can buy a pristine Legend coupe or sedan today for $5,000 to $12,000. That's less than the depreciation hit on a new Acura TLX in the first year. The Legend came with features that were advanced for 1991, four-wheel steering, traction control, and a Bose audio system that still sounds incredible. These weren't gimmicks. They were Honda engineering at its peak. The Legend failed commercially because Americans associate luxury with European badges. But enthusiasts know the truth. This car is a hidden masterpiece. It's the luxury sedan that delivers everything modern cars promise, but actually lasts. And trust me, this isn't even the most bulletproof sedan on this countdown. Number 3. Toyota Avalon, 1995 to 2004. The Toyota Avalon is the luxury sedan for people who prioritize substance over badge prestige, and that makes it criminally underrated. Built on the Camry platform but stretched and upgraded, the Avalon delivered V6 power, Lexus-like comfort, and Toyota reliability at a fraction of luxury sedan prices. The 1MZFE 3.0-liter V6 produced 200 horsepower in early models, while later versions got the 1MZFE 3.0-liter upgraded to 210 horsepower, smooth, refined, and bulletproof. Here's what Toyota understood. Most luxury sedan buyers don't need German driving dynamics. They need comfortable seats, quiet cabins, and cars that start every morning for 20 years. The Avalon delivered all three with reliability stats that embarrass premium brands. Owners routinely report 300,000 plus miles with nothing more than oil changes, brake pads, and tires. The transmission? Still smooth at 250,000 miles. The interior? Still rattle-free after 2 decades. The Avalon came loaded with features: leather seats, JBL audio, dual-zone climate control, and later models got navigation. The ride quality is cloud-like, the interior space is enormous, and the ownership costs are Toyota-level cheap. You can buy a clean first or second generation Avalon today for $4,000 to $10,000, which is genuinely ridiculous value. The Avalon doesn't make your heart race, it doesn't turn heads, but it will faithfully transport you and your family for decades while everyone else is making $800 car payments. It's the anti-luxury car that delivers actual luxury, reliability, comfort, and peace of mind. But wait till you see what's at number 1. Number 2. BMW E39 5 Series, 1996 to 2003. The BMW E39 5 Series is what happens when BMW's engineers are given freedom, funding, and no accountants looking over their shoulders. This was peak BMW, the perfect blend of driving dynamics, luxury refinement, and surprisingly solid reliability if you choose the right engine. The 530i with the M54 inline-6 is the sweet spot, producing 225 to 231 horsepower with legendary reliability. The The V8 models are tempting, but the inline-6 is where longevity lives. Let's talk driving experience. The E39 has hydraulic power steering that communicates every detail of the road surface, something lost on modern electric assist systems. The chassis balance is perfection, the suspension setup is magic, and the driving position feels crafted by someone who actually drives cars. Automotive journalists consistently rank the E39 as one of the best sports sedans ever built, and 20-plus years later, nothing has changed that verdict. Reliability? Here's the truth. The E39 needs proactive maintenance. Cooling systems, window regulators, and suspension bushings require attention. But if you maintain it properly, the inline-6 models routinely hit 250,000 plus miles. The manual transmission cars are even more reliable and genuinely thrilling to drive. You can find clean 530i examples today for $8,000 to $18,000, which is insane value for driving perfection. The E39 represents BMW before the brand became a subscription service. This was BMW when they cared about driving feel over profit margins. It's flawed, it needs attention, but it rewards you with driving satisfaction modern BMWs can't touch. And trust me, the #1 spot will blow your mind. 1. Lexus LS 430, 2001 to 2006. The Lexus LS 430 isn't just the most reliable luxury sedan ever built, it's automotive perfection frozen in time. Toyota took everything they learned from the legendary LS 400 and refined it into a luxury sedan so bulletproof, so over-engineered, so obsessively perfect that it embarrassed every European competitor. The 3UZFE 4.3-liter V8 produced 290 horsepower wrapped in Japanese silk, smooth, silent, and completely unstoppable. Here's what separates the LS 430 from everything else. Owners routinely exceed 500,000 miles with basic maintenance. The engine tolerances are measured in microns, the build quality rivals Swiss watches, and the attention to detail is obsessive. Toyota tested these cars at high speeds for millions of miles to ensure nothing would fail. The result? A luxury sedan that doesn't just compete with Mercedes S-Class and BMW 7 Series, it outlasts them by decades. The interior is where the LS 430 becomes legendary. Hand-stitched leather, real wood trim, Mark Levinson audio, and seats that remain supportive after 300,000 miles. The ride quality is cloud-like, the cabin is library quiet at highway speeds, and every control falls perfectly to hand. Features like adaptive cruise control, laser-guided suspension, and navigation still work flawlessly after 20 years, something unthinkable in German luxury cars. You can buy a clean LS 430 today for $12,000 to $25,000 depending on mileage and condition. Compare that to an $80,000 modern Lexus LS that depreciates faster than crypto, and you'll understand why enthusiasts hoard these cars. The LS 430 is the thinking person's luxury sedan, elegant, reliable, sophisticated, and engineered for immortality. These 12 luxury sedans prove that true greatness isn't about touchscreens. It's about engineering that lasts generations. While modern cars trap you in subscriptions and depreciation, these legends offer something rare, machines that actually survive. Thanks for rolling with me through this countdown. If you enjoyed this, check out the SUVs that refuse to die. Luxury trucks built to outlast everything. Remember, the best luxury car isn't the newest one. It's the one still running when everything else is scrap. Until next time, keep the engines running forever. Peace.